Hey everybody, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we are going to be diving into numerology. But
Yeah.
not just the mystical number stuff, like how it can actually help us manifest a successful and fulfilling life. So we'll be drawing some secrets out of this book. It's called The Complete Illustrated Guide to Numerology by Sonia Ducey. And I think it's going to be really fascinating to see how numerology and the law of assumption kind of play together. What do you think?
Yeah, well, what's so fascinating about numerology is that it can reveal the unique rhythms in our lives, almost like we can write a personal symphony using numbers from our birthday and our name.
Okay, so it's like our own personal roadmap to success and fulfillment. I'm
Mm.
so in. But for those of you who might be new to this whole numerology thing, can you just explain what numerology is and how it works?
Sure. Numerology is an ancient system. It uses numbers to help us understand ourselves and the world around us. It's really a tool for self-discovery,
Hmm.
personal growth, and like you said, even aligning with the energy of success.
So it's not about predicting the future or finding lucky numbers. It's more about just understanding ourselves on like a deeper level.
Yeah, exactly. So think of your numerology chart like a map. It can reveal your strength and your challenges and even different paths you could take in life.
So are we talking like super complicated math here to
I
figure out
can't-
all this
I don't
stuff?
know, don't worry. It's not rocket science. There are a lot of calculations. But we'll just focus on the core ones today. Okay, so first up, we have the personality number. And we calculate this number using your birth date. And it reveals your core personality traits, like how you interact with the world.
Oh, so it's like your public persona, the mask you wear when you meet new people.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. And then we have the life path number. We derive this one from your full birth date. And it illuminates your purpose in life, like the big picture.
Wow, so that's like the overarching theme of your life story. I am really curious about that one.
There's also the soul number, which comes from the vowels in your birth name. And this one tells us about your inner desires and aspirations, like what your soul is really craving.
So like a compass that guides you toward a fulfilling life.
You got it. And then there's the karma number.
Huh?
And this one comes from your full birth name, and it gives us insights into lessons you might be working through. Often these stem from past experiences.
Whoa, okay, so it's not just about who we are in this life, but maybe even about baggage from past lives. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, it adds another layer of depth to understanding ourselves and our journeys. Now, if you want to know how to calculate these numbers, you can find detailed instructions in Sonia's book. And we've also put some links in the show description.
Perfect. So I have to ask, I've heard all these stories about powerful people throughout history who supposedly used numerology to their advantage. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these stories are anecdotal, but they add to the mystique and the potential power behind numerology. Like, for example, there's that legend of J.P. Morgan. He was this American financier known for being super shrewd in business. And rumor has it he used numerology to help him make financial decisions.
Now that's fascinating. Are there any other historical examples of people using numerology like that?
Well, if we go way back, we can look to ancient civilizations like the Egyptians. They didn't call it numerology back then,
Yeah.
but they had this advanced understanding of math, especially when you look at their pyramids and temples. It really suggests this reverence for the power of numbers.
So this ancient wisdom have been guiding humanity for centuries. I mean, it makes you wonder how much numerology has actually shaped history.
Right, and it begs the question, if these historical figures could harness the power of numerology, couldn't we do the same?
Oh, I am all for using ancient wisdom to create a more successful and fulfilling life. But how does it actually work? Does numerology predict our destiny? Or do we still have free will?
That's where things get really interesting. Numerology doesn't dictate a fixed future. It's more about showing us potential paths and tendencies. So it's not fortune telling, it's about empowerment.
Okay, so it's about understanding our strengths and challenges so we can make choices to get where we want to go.
Precisely. And that's where we see the connection between numerology and the law of assumption.
That's what I've been waiting for. Everyone's been talking about the law of assumption lately. Can you break it down for us?
Sure. The law of assumption basically states that what we believe to be true about ourselves and the world will eventually manifest in our lives.
So, like, if I believe I can achieve great things, I'm more likely to attract those opportunities.
Exactly. Our beliefs are like filters. They shape how we see things, and that influences the opportunities we see. And that's how numerology can be so powerful.
Hmm.
Because when we understand our numerological blueprint, we can become more aware of the beliefs and patterns that might be holding us back or helping us move forward.
So if we uncover a limiting belief in our chart, we can choose to shift that belief and create a more empowering reality for ourselves.
Exactly. It's about recognizing the subconscious programs that are running in the background and choosing to rewrite them. Numerology gives us a framework for understanding those programs, and the law of assumption gives us the power to change them.
Okay, so numerology and the law of assumption, they work together like a dynamic duo to help us create a life we love. I'm really starting to see the potential here.
Let's say we have someone with a life path number 8. That number is often associated with ambition, leadership, and material success. They might find that aligning their actions and mindset with those strengths can really help them achieve their goals.
So it's not about forcing ourselves into a mold, but more about understanding and leveraging our inherent strengths.
Exactly. And this applies to all areas of life, not just career or finances. Let's say someone has a strong soul number 3, which is associated with creativity and self-expression. By nurturing those creative talents, they might discover a path to fulfillment that they never even knew existed.
I've always been curious about how numerology can be applied to other areas of life, like health and relationships. Can it offer insights there too?
Absolutely. When it comes to health and lifestyle, numerology can help us understand our energetic blueprint and make choices that support our well-being. For instance, certain numbers are associated with specific elements, like fire, earth, air, and water.
Oh, like the four elements. So someone with a strong fire element in their chart might benefit from eating warming foods and spices.
That's one way to think about it. And it goes beyond just food choices. Numerology can even offer insights into what kind of exercise might best resonate with your energy, or even what kind of environment you thrive in.
Wow, it's like creating a personalized wellness plan based on your own numerological blueprint. That's amazing. What about relationships? Can numerology tell us anything about compatibility?
Of course, by comparing your numerological chart with someone else's, you can gain a better understanding of the energies in the relationship. It's not about finding the perfect match, but rather about understanding the strengths and challenges that you might encounter as a couple.
So it's like having this cosmic decoder ring for relationships. I love it.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, it sounds like numerology could be really helpful for navigating relationships.
Definitely. And it can also offer guidance in choosing a career path that aligns with your natural talents and passions. Remember the life path number. That can be a really helpful indicator of what kind of work might bring you fulfillment.
So like someone with a life path number 5,
Mm.
which is often associated with freedom and adventure, might not be so happy in a traditional 9-to-5 job.
Exactly. They might do better in a career with more variety, maybe something involving travel or opportunities for constant learning and growth. It's all about finding a path that aligns with your core values and allows you to express your unique gifts.
So numerology can guide us to a career that feels more like a calling than a job. That's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
And remember, it's not just about individual numbers, but also about the patterns and relationships between them. Like, let's say someone has a lot of odd numbers in their chart, like 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. They might thrive on change and action and new experiences.
Oh, so maybe they're the life of the party, always seeking adventure.
Yeah, you could say that. And on the flip side, someone with more even numbers in their chart, like 2, 4, 6, and 8, they might be more grounded and stable. They might prefer a more structured life.
So they're like the rock, the reliable one.
Exactly. And neither one is better or worse. It's just about understanding your tendencies and using that knowledge to create a life that feels good to you.
It's fascinating how numerology can reveal those little things about ourselves. It's like we all have our own special rhythm.
That's a great way to put it. And speaking of rhythm, numerology also suggests that life unfolds in cycles, influenced by specific numbers and their energy.
Oh, right, like personal year cycles?
Yeah.
That's always been so interesting to me. It's like having a numerological forecast.
Exactly. Each personal year cycle lasts for a calendar year, and the number associated with that year gives us insights into the themes and opportunities that might come up.
So it's not about predicting events, but about understanding the energy of that year.
Right. For example, a year governed by the number 1 might be a time for new beginnings, maybe taking initiative and stepping into leadership roles.
And a year governed by the number 9 might be a time for completion, letting go and getting ready for a new chapter.
You got it. These cycles can help us understand the natural flow of life. Some years are better for certain things. It's about working with that energy instead of against it.
So instead of resisting challenges or trying to force things to happen, we can flow with the rhythm.
Exactly. It's like learning to surf instead of getting tossed around by the waves.
That's a great analogy. So even if it's a year associated with challenges, we can approach those challenges with a more positive attitude.
Of course. Remember, numerology is a tool for empowerment. The law of assumption still applies. Our mindset plays a huge role in how we experience these cycles.
So if we go into a challenging year with fear, we're more likely to manifest negative experiences.
It's definitely possible, but if we go in with courage and resilience and a willingness to learn and grow, we can turn those challenges into opportunities.
That's how you turn lemons into lemonade. It's so empowering to know we have that power to shape our experiences.
And remember, these cycles aren't set in stone. Our choices can influence how they unfold. It's a dynamic between our free will and the energies at play.
It's amazing how numerology can be applied in so many ways,
Yeah.
beyond personal growth. Could it offer insights into history or world events?
Absolutely. Numerology can apply to any area of life where numbers are involved. Like, think about the stock market. Some traders use numerology to analyze patterns and make investment decisions.
Wow, so it's like a secret code to the market. But what about history?
Well, some historians use numerology to analyze dates and events, and even the lives of important people.
So they're using numerology to understand the meaning behind events.
Exactly. And it goes even further than that. Some scientists and researchers even use numerology to explore connections in nature and music and art.
This is blowing my mind. It's like numerology is this universal language.
And remember, numerology isn't a standalone system. It connects with other things like astrology and tarot and ancient wisdom from around the world.
So it's like a piece of a larger puzzle.
Exactly. And the more we explore those connections, the richer our understanding becomes.
And for our listeners who want to explore further, we've got some awesome resources linked in the show description, from one-on-one consultations with experts to books and even some cool merchandise.
Definitely check those out and see how numerology can help you unlock your potential. It's like having a personalized roadmap to success and fulfillment.
And don't forget, the journey starts with you. What will you choose to create? All right, so we've covered so much today, but I feel like we need to dive deeper into this connection between numerology and the law of assumption.
Yeah, that's the glue that holds it all together. We talked about how numerology shows us our strengths and challenges and possible paths. And we touched on the law of assumption, which says that what we believe shapes our reality.
So how do those two things work together? Like, how can numerology help us use the law of assumption?
Okay, so imagine you calculate your numerology chart and you find out you have a strong life path number 1, which is all about leadership and independence and taking charge.
Okay, so I'm picturing someone who's ambitious and driven and wants to make their own way.
Exactly, but let's say this person deep down believes they aren't capable of leading, or they're meant to follow other people.
Oh, so it's like their potential and their belief are clashing.
Exactly, and that's where the law of assumption kicks in. If they keep believing that limiting belief, it will probably show up in their life. They might sabotage chances to lead, or they might just not have the confidence to step up.
But what if they use numerology to challenge that belief? What if they start to see themselves as a leader? Someone with the strength and vision to do great things.
Now you're getting it. By aligning their beliefs with their numerological potential, they can change their reality. They might start attracting new opportunities or making bolder choices. And eventually they step into a leadership role. That feels right for them.
So numerology can help us see the beliefs that are holding us back and show us our strengths so we can create a better life.
Exactly. It's like a personalized map. It shows us the roadblocks and the shortcuts to success, and the law of assumption lets us choose our path.
This is amazing. It's like we can write our own story
Yeah.
and create a life that matches our potential.
And remember this whole journey of self-discovery. It's a process. Our numerological blueprint stays the same, but our beliefs and mindset can change over time.
So it's not about reaching a specific goal, but more about enjoying the journey of growth and change.
That's where the real magic happens. When we become self-aware and align our beliefs, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities.
I love that. So for our listeners who want to explore their numerology, where should they start?
Well, there are tons of great resources out there. Of course, I recommend Sonia's book, The Complete Illustrated Guide to Numerology. It explains everything really well.
And for people who want more personalized help, we have links in the show description, right?
Yes, we have links to consultations with numerology experts. They can give you personalized insights and guidance. And there's also some fun merch, because who doesn't love a numerology t-shirt?
And don't forget about those manifestation resources.
Oh, right. We have links to guided meditations and affirmations, things to help you align your energy with what you want.
This has been such an incredible deep dive. We've explored the world of numerology, from its ancient origins to how we can use it today. We learned how understanding our numerology can help us make better choices, create a more fulfilling life, and even manifest our dreams.
It's been a pleasure sharing this with you and our listeners. Remember, numerology is all about empowering yourself. It's not about predicting your fate, but about understanding your potential and using that knowledge to create a life you truly love.
To our amazing listeners, we encourage you to explore your own numerological blueprint. Embrace the power of numbers, align your beliefs with your goals, and most importantly, trust the journey.
The power is within you. What will you create?